Hello everyone, welcome or welcome back. So tonight we're going to paint those teeny tiny tomatoes to practice again shapes and color mixing. So that's why I keep it even simpler. We'll see what happens. All right, let's do this. You're going to place the size as always. It's going to be the left side, the right side, that is almost in the middle on the vertical line, the middle of the canvas, and then the bottom. Same thing for the top. It's cut in half the canvas on an horizontal line, right? And then the other one is next to it. The bottom is lower than the top of this one, yeah. And then it's about the same width, they are the same size, and then I place the top right there. So that's how we get a composition easily, if not quickly. Now, I could have sketched two squares. If that was the case, I would chop the corners. I would say that it is technical, but it's good to know that. Of course, depending on your level of confidence, you can trace two circles, right? But here's to get the composition right. How much room you have on the left side, the right side, the bottom, and the top. Right? So it's a small painting tonight. It's a 5x7. It keeps the cherry tomatoes about life size. We're gonna focus more on color mixing tonight. Because of the lighting, my red is very deep on the screen. But in person it's a nice cadmium red like you see on the on my palette here. Alright, so to balance the better the contrast, I paint the dark colors first. So remember, we're not doing a realistic, detailed, perfect painting. We keep it loose. What matters is to trust and understand the process more than being precise, which you can always do later. Right. First one, I will do the same thing for the second one. I make sure it's the same size, or about the same size. You don't want the one in the background being bigger than the one in the foreground. Alright, how hard can it be? Now, let's paint a lighter red. So there's a little bit of pink. not too pink, and because of the lighting, this side is lighter. Do the same thing on this side. I eyeball the size of the white reflection. Actually, it's a light pink, very light pink. Side, I will do the same thing on the first one. I chose to leave the space for the stem and the leaves. I could paint the whole circle red, but then I would need a lot of green, light green, to cover the red underneath. You can do that, of course, if it's easier, if it's to paint 2 red circles and add on top the green leaves. There you go. And now let's go a little bit lighter where the reflection is, and at the end I would paint the reflection just white. Like so. Let's do the same thing. So far so good. I'm going slow so you can take your time to get the right size. 2 nice circles. All right, so now let's refine the colors. It's not just red and pink. A tomato has some orange as well. So let's mix a lot of yellow, a little bit of red, and we're going to put some orange here. That's the transition from the dark red. Because of the lighting, it makes the almost half of the tomato more orange from here to this side, except the reflection, but it would stay orangey, pinkish. So that's what I'll do. This to give dimension. You have the light source, so obviously it's lighter, then it's medium and darker. You want to do that, otherwise it'd be just whitish, pinkish, and straight to the red. It works, but it's good to have like a medium color transition: white, pinkish, orangish, red. And of course it's going to be the same thing above the reflection. I keep the same orange for this side, and here's brighter, right? This edge is brighter, so I'm going to add a little bit of white to make my orange lighter. The tomato is the same color, it's just the lighting that makes it more orange on this side. So my base color it's a light orange, because I want to keep this, I want to give a warm tone overall to the painting. If you want something darker, you could do a gray or brownish base color. You're not gonna see much of this anyway because it will be covered with the blue tablecloth, right? And also because it's two smaller shapes tonight, I'm using a smaller brush. It's a little bit bigger than a 1/4 inch wide brush. Alright, speaking of brush, I'm going to switch to a bigger brush to paint the background. Make sure you clean your brush. So when you clean your brush, don't don't poke the bottom of your cut, otherwise you're gonna break the bristles. Okay. Instead, you want to scrub your brush on the side of the cut, like so. Okay, don't poke like that. And it's clean. At this point, it doesn't have to be super clean. Right? You need to make it clean if you paint, if you switch from black to white or a very light color. All right, so slightly bigger brush. You see the difference? All right. And I'm going to paint a bluish background. Not too dark. You decide how dark you want it, of course. So a bigger brush for a faster coverage, and then there'll be less visible strokes. It's pretty dark, but so we'll see how it goes. If I don't like it, I can always change it. So this allows you to experiment color mixing strokes. And understand how much you can control the paint. It's okay if you have the edges blending with the blue, it's not dry yet. As long as it's not too messy. And if you like the red blending or bleeding into the blue, that's fine too. Right? It's a very loose style, so it's not a mistake. Don't be frustrated. That's also what makes painting fun and with no pressure. All right, I like this blue, light and dark. I think it's working. I don't want to make it a solid blue. Not necessarily. I think it's good as is. A little blue here, this side, and then this side as well. So far so good. I hope you're having fun. So you see, it's very interesting here to see the base color, the orangish showing through and between my strokes. I like that. But what makes it loose, spontaneous, like you're not focused on painting more details. All right. I might do more on the blue, but for now it's good enough. All right, let's refine tomatoes. All right. Still in a loose style. So I want to make it darker. I want to enhance the contrast, strong light source, stronger shadows. By doing so, it also covers the space between the red and the base color. Creates a better connection. Okay, so I'm making a kind of purplish by adding more blue to my red. I don't need too purple, so I'm adding some yellow to make it more brown. Still gonna be a nice red with more realistic looking than too much purple. I don't know how much you can see on the on your screen, but I'm creating color variations by playing with more red, more blue, some yellow. I'm gonna rework the orange, so red, yellow, light orange, so that's how I give dimension to my tomato. Lighter on this side, light orange, medium orange because I blend with the red, and then a little bit of brown to make this side darker. So it creates this sphere and not just like two orange circles. I'm going to paint the reflections before the stems. So that's a quick demo tonight, right? But you learn or practice again color mixing, dimension, highlights, and shadows. So we're doing pinkish reflection. Just white because I want the reflection to be strong, and then I know that next to my white you have some pinkish and orangish, so it's going to create a nice transition instead of just two red circles and one dot, two white dots. Let's do that. And if your paint is still wet, it's going to make the white slightly less bright, which is good also. All right. So I like what's happened. What I did. I can paint the stems now. Oh, I switch. I mean, you saw that I switched to the smaller brush. Okay, so it's not going to be the same green you see on the reference picture because it's not the right blue. And yellow, but will give me the green you see on the reference photo. You need to get a different green. It's a it's very like green gray and with a lot of white. So tonight is just going to be a normal gray, normal green, and that. So I'm going to paint the star shade. 3, 4, 5. I place the shape first before refining. And then more yellow here. Green, 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 and curvy. So if you wanted to make this green closer to what you see in the reference photo, I would add more white and a little bit of blue. If I make it like more gray and a little bit like silver. I think if you wanted this green, it probably would work with a Viridian green. What I got, it's more like a regular green, like sap green. All right. Let's adjust this side here. Brown. There you go. Small full. So this picture was taken on a ceramic plate. That's why you see the reflection. Obviously, it's not going to work here because it's a tablecloth fabric. So I'm just going to paint the shadows. But I want to fix this first. I think it's better not to have this base color showing between the blue and the green stem. All right, let's paint the shadows on the tablecloth. So we're just doing brownish here with blue instead of just blue. Let's see what I get. So the darkest spot is against the edge, right? And then I'm just going to make it lighter by adding white. So to show that this tomato is behind the first one, I'm going to paint the shadow behind the one in the foreground. On the reference picture, it shows that it's behind because of the reflection. But on a tablecloth, you can't really see it. It looks like they're just next to each other, or this one is floating. That's why I'm going to paint the shadow behind, like so. And the second shadow, more blue. I leave the white. More blue here. Shadow is stronger. I want it darker. All right, I'm almost done. I'm going to paint some reflection on the leaves and the stem before I sign it. So that was pretty quick. It shows you that you don't have to do to paint something complicated. You grab anything, any fruit, or anything, any object you have in your kitchen, your living room, and just paint. Don't overthink. You paint, you practice, you get something, you get somewhere. You understand better the process, color mixing, blending, textures, reflections, shadows. It's always the same thing. It's only different because the subject is different. All right, make this one darker. And I think I'm done. So it was very simple. 2 red circles with their reflections, just 2 colors, basically red and green. And speaking of red, I'm going to sign red. I think it looks nice next to the it balances the colors. Et voilà. As always, if you want to practice this photo, I can just send you the reference picture, and I look forward to seeing your version. I hope you learned something. Thank you again for your support, and I will see you next Wednesday.